Let's get into some things that a couple of us have seen. The Acolyte episode 3. Before we get into that,
I'm about to say y'all could talk about the show. Let me yell at the internet.
yeah, I was going to say before we get into that,
Yeah, we also need to go into our fans. Yeah, let's do that.
Antonio has done a really great job. Shout out to him for doing more with our socials and the visual.
Nigga, I hit a
He's
I hit a pipe. I hit an underground pipe.
He's on a stride. He's on a stride, right? And because of the good work that he's been doing, more people have been viewing us, especially on YouTube. Shout out to us and make sure you check us out on YouTube.com. So something that's happened that we've been asking for a long time from the wrongdoers. Hate.
Yeah,
we've been looking to argue with y'all for a very long time. You know what I mean? And every once in a while, especially when we do the drafts, we get to a little back and forth stuff like that. But this is the first time that we've actually had. We got like almost 50 comments of people just going back and forth with us slinging mud. It's been a great fucking time. We're so happy. Thank you for that.
We're really excited. We're really
happy. And we will continue to upset you. That is part of our mantra, and that's what we do. You know how people, when they walk out of the locker room, they touch the top. That's what we do. Like, hate.
Listen,
the top of the thing
listen. You guys hear the banter that we have against one another. Either it's 1v1v1 or 1v2.
Imagine all three of us just actually.
But with our powers combined, man.
Go Niggatron. What?
Wait, what?
Man, hold on. I gotta double check. Continue to talk. I have some sad news in a moment.
Oh my god. So yeah, we saw Acolyte episode 3.
Damn. Okay. Yeah.
Is we confirmed?
Rest in peace to Nancy McKenzie, famously the voice of Marge Simpson, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh
The voice of
no!
Marge Simpson.
Not real time RIPs.
Yeah, this was actually, I didn't see this. This was 3 hours ago, but yeah, she passed away. 76 years old.
Wow.
Rest in peace to a legend.
Yeah.
To a legend. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Damn. Now it's hard to talk about Acolyte because that wasn't a good episode.
What you talking about, man?
Oh man, it was funny too because we were defending the show to a certain degree.
Not really.
We were just talking about it. It's not bad.
Stop being weird.
It's not bad for
Yeah,
the
we
reasons
just said it
people are
wasn't as
saying.
bad as niggas.
Don't be weird. Don't be weirdos. You niggas are being weirdos online. You guys are crying about your space Jesus. You're mad about anything that doesn't surround him, and people are acting like
lightsaber that nigga feet.
People are acting like niggas didn't hate Hayden Christensen. Like people did not love the prequels when they came out. People did not love the sequels when they came out. But when they want to act like right now, now they're destroying Star Wars. You niggas can never be pleased.
Yeah.
To the point where niggas are like, they had a fire in space. All right, Nick. All right. So now
you've seen explosions before in Star Wars.
Now physics is a problem.
Yeah.
Niggas floating in the air, grabbing stuff.
Yeah.
Having it, but a space fire.
Yeah.
Is what we're gonna critique. It's like, man, get out of here. Y'all just don't like niggas or gay people or women, and that's really what it is. You want your purebred white family sprinkled with a little Negro, and that's what y'all loved. Good or bad story, you wanted your good old American movie that's far away from America.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's the lesbian director that's ruining Star Wars. All right, guys, go.
People got mad at us for talking about the race thing.
Go do some push-ups or something. Like
they was like, oh man, y'all forget Mace Windu.
I know you understand it. Well, both of you guys do, because both of you guys are a whole lot more into fantasy and those things than I am. But these might be.
I live in reality.
Is this the most racist type of fan base? Remember, weren't these the same niggas that were mad because Idris Elba was Heimdall, and they were like,
well, that was Marvel.
No, I know. So I'm saying, I'm just saying in
Marvel
general,
was way more
when it comes to these
in the beginning.
When it comes to these sci-fi, these comic, these, it's like people see a black character and all of a sudden, especially if it wasn't originally a black character.
I was gonna say, I think the most prejudice is probably 007, but Star Wars is up there. Yeah, they didn't even want Daniel Craig because he didn't have black hair. They was fucking hating him.
Lord of the Rings
over fake niggas.
That show that we're talking about. Rings? Yeah, Lord of the Rings has a TV show.
Hey, yo, hold on. Let me ISO real quick. Listen, I loved Harry Potter when I was like 10, right? Mm-hmm. I still fucks with Harry. I still love going to Harry Potter world. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't make it as much as the fabric of my life, like cotton. Star Wars is cool. You know what I mean? I partake. I dabble. I'm not super into the lineage because it's a lot of the lineage is a lot of shit that you homely fucks made up in your spare time and got a book deal. Mm-hmm. You got to be some of the most no pussy gettingest niggas in the world to be caping up for Lord of the Rings, my nigga. I got to be real. Like, Lord of the Rings, my nigga, you running around with hobbits and shit, nigga. Bitch ass Orlando Bloom. Hey, yo, shout out Viggo Mortensen, hero, nigga. But what the fuck is we really doing out here? Go sit the fuck down. If you really get that worked up about Lord of the Rings that you get mad about castings and shit, nigga, Jesus Christ, go wash your fucking legs, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you? Go meet a woman. Go to a fucking farmer's market or some shit.
They don't use soap or hand towels.
Please. Jesus Christ. You out here looking like you want to be like Frodo, but you not, big dog. Nobody's fucking with you like that. You're not going on no quests. You not. And now they about to do this prequel for the fucking Gollum. What's his name? Is that his name? Gollum?
Gollum? Yeah.
Gollum. Fucking half the fans look like Gollum.
No, Smeagol.
Smeagol. Who the fuck is Gollum? Look. See what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck are these people? Like, stop it, please. Go outside.
The Lord of the Rings people.
Go find the world.
Fucking comments. I can't
give a fuck, nigga. Lord of the Rings people. Who the fuck are you?
Well, actually, Gollum is
really all of these niggas. Don't give a fuck about all of these weirdo sci-fi fan bases. You guys act
it's really
weird.
Sick.
You guys act weird when somebody touches. And listen, you're talking to a nigga that owns 7 replica lightsabers. My cabinet is decorated. So I'm not just some random guy, but I'm not about to cry because they got the witches making. I don't care. By the way, nigga, they're not making this for me. They're making this for the next generation of kids that they hope to follow. They don't give a shit about your 40-year-old ass. You go and watch the old movies if that's what you want.
This is the same conversation we had about.
Like, come on. I love Lucas, but Mermaid, come on, man. This nigga Lucas, So Star Wars came out in 79. I need y'all to get over that, bro.
Yeah. One of the things that's in the new episode is these witches, and this spoilers for Acolyte. We don't care about you. The witches have created these twins. Twins was a big deal in Star Wars lore.
Was anybody actually? Weren't they saying the characters like that? She had 2 moms, but they assumed that the moms were lesbians. But in actuality,
before they even watched it, they thought them niggas was scissoring in space.
Yeah, they weren't.
No, but let's also preference this by saying it wasn't a very good episode.
I said that. Yeah, we said it top of the key.
I know it might get lost a little bit, but let me just say it again.
Yeah,
this wasn't a very good episode.
Very CW-esque episode for them. I'm not sure what.
Not fucking with the writing yet. I'm not.
But one of the things, the major problem that people had is like, oh, Anakin's not special anymore because of this
the immaculate birth of the twins that weren't.
So I found an interesting thread that kind of explains why this is not true. So this is from Super Geek Mike. Shout out to you.
Fuck you! Oh, sorry, I was practicing for the comments.
This is such a perfect example of modern Star Wars fandoms because the films don't actually claim Anakin was the first to be conceived through the Force. In fact, the Darth Plagueis story specifically tells us that someone else has done it before. So there's precedence to this. Not only did they this is from somebody who's complaining. Not only did they ruin Anakin's redemption, but they also ruined his birth. He is no longer special because he wasn't the first to be conceived through the Force. Fuck Disney Star Wars for destroying my favorite character. Shut the fuck up. So he goes on to state, unless
I don't know what a vagina feels like.
Unless nerds assume Darth Plagueis created Anakin and Palpatine overthrew him after that, and Plagueis only created Anakin. But once again, that's the fans bringing their own assumption to the scene that Anakin was the first ever to conceive by the Force. B, the Immaculate Conception was widely despised when it was established in the Phantom Menace. Was helped redeem the idea by implying it was part of the Palpatine's plan, and the Clone Wars did some stuff with it too, I think, but it was pretty unpopular when it first.
Y'all hated it.
Anakin isn't special because of his birth. The Jedi Council just thinks he is. That's kind of what fucks him up. If you think he's special because of his birth, you're falling into the same trap Abrams fell into when he made what was the name of the movie? What was Abrams one?
He did Force Awakens and he did Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker, thank you. the Last Jedi tried to move on. That the Last Jedi tried to move on from. So in his last one, favorite character. If you meant Vader or TV Anakin, I get it. I can also understand if you love prequel Anakin, not as an aspirational hero, but because he's a tragic victim of the Jedi's hubris. But you don't seem to get that, so I don't think that's why you like him. He goes on to explain some other really key and salient points. So if you want to go read a little bit of more of that thread, again, it's Super Geek Mike on X/Twitter. But yeah, that people complaining about, oh man, Anakin's not special no more. He was created by the Force. Now these twins, black girls. Why does it all mean? This episode 3 out of 8. Y'all not even letting the shit cook long enough to figure out what the hell is going on. But
if you check a lot of like the online comments, it's niggas saying I was never gonna watch it. So you're not even watched it.
Not watching.
And apparently, based off the timeline, I think they're saying Plagueis would be like 15, 10 or 15.
Yeah. So like I said, I missed
who knows how to. And I don't know these. I don't know who's all behind this, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had at least some type of idea of how they were trying to connect. I don't think you go back 100 years without a plan to connect some way to
who gives a flying fuck.
But again, who cares, nigga?
Yeah. If the show is bad, it's not bad because a queer director or queer actors and or black people are involved.
They legit heard 2 moms and just imagine a woman orgy.
Yeah.
Scissor me timbers.
And then they were witches. Okay.
So they're all mothers because they're witches. You fucking
ended that, but then when you got the right wing media,
but then you saw a fire tornado and lost your fucking mind.
Oh my god, nigga, mad shit done blew up in the history of Star Wars, but now all of a sudden fire. Somebody was like, when the Death Star blew up, well, there was oxygen in the Death Star. So of course, oh my god, nigga,
y'all got they fill in all the gaps they want to, right? Everything they want to fill in, they fill in.
This whole movie series that's based around an imaginary power source that's in our bloodstream.
They're also mad that the witches call it the thread and not the Force. They're mad
cares?
About that.
No one's ever been able to fully explain it. So why are you mad that some other planet has their own interpretation of it? Like, it's so crazy.
Because these niggas have established their entire lives around just a made up thing.
They've been spending really all day beating their racist dicks.
and beat my meat.
This clip will be on YouTube. Probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good. Man. Because you motherfuckers need to go outside.
Touch grass.
It was so wild because the Kendrick video at least got a bunch of plays, but then also it got comments. Yeah. The Star Wars one got like 200 comments. It just 200 views. And just it's like everybody who watched was like immediately.
They just watched to see if we were watch the whole clip. They watched to see if we were just going to shit on it or agree or say that it wasn't bad.
That's exactly what they're watching for. They're watching to see
I've seen people with millions of views with fucking fake capes on with hoods holding us lightsabers saying, I hate the Acolyte. That's got like 2 million views.
Disney ruins another property.
Because you motherfuckers really
sorry.
Really. And I don't even know how much of it is. I don't know how much of it's to do with them being racist or them just being so attached to an imaginary property that has no real impact on their lives, that it has to go exactly the way they think it is, even though there's no actual established fucking timeline for Star Wars in itself outside of what George Lucas decides to run up in a script one day. He just walks around his house eating fucking grapes and goes, you know what? That's canon now. And that's it.
Yeah.
There's so many books, comics that they just decided as soon as we went to Disney, that shit's not canon no more.
Which
they've been bringing back.
People are acting like they're
certain aspects back.
Well, people are saying like they're damaging his legacy. I'm like, this is his legacy. He made something.
That nigga made Ewoks to get fucking dollars for making toys and shit. That nigga don't give a fuck about his legacy, nigga.
The nigga made Howard the Duck.
This man licensed the likeness of all of his characters before these movies hit because he knew it was going to be a money grab. This is not some guy who, and this is not saying that he wasn't into the beauty of making film. He also realized, hey, I might be sitting on a gold mine here. And I know he knew that, hey, this is a thing that people can run with for decades on end, which is what people are doing. But everybody wants to go back to fucking Luke and Leia, who low-key wanted to fuck each other for a second before they even realized that they would
imagine if YouTube was around when episode 1 came out so people could feel the vitriol.
Right.
that was around episode 1.
Almost every single property outside of but even the prequels, niggas wasn't checking for that at first.
That's what I'm saying.
Questionable about
they hated episode 1. Then once the trilogy was done, they hated it, and now you know why they like it now? Because they hate the new trilogy that just came out.
You know what's funny is that a lot of people who saw the prequels, that was their first Star Wars. So the Star Wars comes out in the 70s. A lot of generational kids missed that part of it. Their first Star Wars.
I watched Star Wars: The New Hope in like the 4th grade. Like our teacher had it on tape, and we kind of watched it. I watched episode 1 in theaters.
So now those kids are now adults in this time, right? And so they have a revisionist history of what the prequels were.
Hayden Christensen was our Brando.
That's how they feel. That's how they feel. So you see a lot of this
hate sand.
Man, this Star Wars was peak. So like this is where everything is now. He was frozen on a funny ass face. Nigga look like a boondock. But yeah, that everybody's perception of what is good in the Star Wars world is based off of what they were when they were introduced to it. So it's really just funny. Just see people shitting on
ain't no way you. Well, let's have another moment of clarity here, guys. Just keep this in mind. This is not for Antonio at all. The Star Wars franchise as a whole has like maybe one good movie in it, like good movie. Mm-hmm. The rest of this shit, we just like the shit. We like it, but if you just break it down to just like, is this a good movie? No, a lot of these movies aren't good. They're not actually good films.
They're gonna eat you alive.
They're entertaining. I can't give a fuck what these niggas do. They're entertaining. These movies aren't actually like, oh my god, the story is so compelling. It's not.
They're not Goodfellas.
It's not.
It's not Godfather.
Absolutely not. None of these movies is actually good stories, and it's just a bunch of regurgitated shit from serials and things of that nature, and it's convoluted. And even George Lucas himself didn't know where he was going with half of it, even though he allegedly wrote it all previously, and that's why Luke was trying to fuck his sister. It, just
hey man, he saw Kurosawa and was like, I could do that.
I think there are two. I think there are two really good ones, and one of them people hate.
Yeah, they hate The Last Jedi,
and I think that's one of the best films they have.
That's one of
just
the better movies.
Pure cinema. I think that's one
when
of the
they
best.
went back to back in that room.
It ain't been a scene like that in Star
ain't
Wars.
Nothing. Period.
Let Ryan Johnson
that
cook,
scene. That was the first time I was surprised in a Star Wars movie because I wasn't here for I'm Your Father. Mm-hmm. So that's the first time I was like, holy shit, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Ryan Johnson has so many good ideas, man.
Because while they're doing that, you got Finn Rose, Faden
Phasma. I want to do it what everybody else did.
Fire. And look, I love that. I love that last scene with Hamill. And the funny thing is, people tried to shit on him about that, and then
you know how strong that was for him to be able to do that with the Force from that far away.
Ryan Johnson, because they were saying, oh, this isn't blah blah blah, and Ryan Johnson recorded himself going into his library, and he picked out a book. It was like a Star Wars canon book with like definitions, and he went to what is actually called doppelganger, which is the ability to do what Luke did. And so people were thinking he just pulled that out of his ass. He was like, no, nigga, I didn't make this up. This was something already out there that I thought was dope. And I thought it was dope.
It was. It was an amazing feat. What
a way to go out if you're going to go out.
I mean, what better way to highlight how strong Luke is?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why people were mad about that. I mean, I know why, because they're idiots. But like, just the fact that they saw that and was like, no, that's not my Star Wars.
And dumb.
He threw away the lightsaber. You know how many times?
And dumb.
How many times they've lost their lightsabers in the entire history of Star Wars, from TV to movies? They've lost so many. Just what's the Attack of the Clones? These niggas lost 2 lightsabers in that movie. Yeah. They dropped them. Nothing. It means nothing. They just get a new one.
Y'all are losers.
Don't fucking matter.
Yeah, a lot of y'all are pretty much losers, bro.
Fuck off, I do.
I'm sorry to tell you, but a lot of y'all are losers. Meet me in the comments if you're feeling it differently.
Yeah, we'll be here. We'll be here for it.
We'll be here waiting for you.
We spend more time
after I get done going outside and living my life. You know what I'm saying? I'll find the time to. I'll tell you what that's like if you want to keep breaking down.
Give you a one-on-one
course to me about midichlorian or whatever the fuck this shit is.
Which they also hated.
And I was like, wow. You really suck. Man, what a loser, bro.
Yes.
Man, what a real loser, bro.